In a world ruled by web video, where online entrepreneurs and marketers strive to get noticed and stand out from the rest, one man will fight to unite us all and unveil the true power of web video, one episode at a time. Welcome to the Video Revolver Podcast. Discover how to harness the power of web video to increase traffic and sales on your websites. Grow a loyal following online and crush your competition. And now, here's your host. He stores his motorcycle in his kitchen in the winter, Peter Beattie.
Hey, it's Peter Beattie, and welcome to episode number 6 of the Video Revolver Podcast. And yes, that fun fact is also true. Anyways, the topic of the show today is, it comes from a listener call-in request. And yes, just in case you didn't know, I do have a voicemail line where you can actually call in and leave me feedback or ideas on things that you want me to cover on the show. You can basically leave me a quick voicemail, and if it's something I feel is a good idea for the show, I will make an entire show about it, and that's exactly what I'm doing today. In case you want to leave your own feedback or your own ideas for the show, make sure you listen, or if you don't listen, fast forward to the end of this episode and listen to the last 60 seconds or so, and that's where I reveal the phone number to actually call into, where you can leave me a voicemail. So today's topic comes from a listener call-in request that I received last week, and it's someone wanting to learn how to get clients to offer your video marketing services to. So now we're on the side of offering video marketing as a service to other businesses. And that's what we're going to cover today. Some different techniques for finding and approaching clients who you can sell your video marketing services to. Now, just before we get started, I know I've mentioned this a couple episodes back. I am working on a course called 30-Minute Web Commercials, and it actually covers, or part of the course covers this very topic, how to find clients to offer your video marketing services to. The course is actually going to cover how to create the videos, and then on the other hand, how to actually find businesses and sell it as a service. So that course is coming out very soon, hopefully next week if everything goes as planned. Definitely within the next week or two, it will be out. So I will be sending you more info about that via email. But in this episode, I'm actually going to be taking a couple of the client getting strategies that I cover in that course and putting it into this episode here for you. So it's going to be kind of a sneak peek or a preview to what's going to be in the actual course, and plus you'll get some great ideas on how to approach clients with the techniques I'm going to cover in this episode. So as you can see, today's topic fits very well with this course coming out, so I figure I'd do an episode about it right now. But before we get started, I want to do the usual plug and make sure you head on over to my website, videorevolver.com. That's where all the discussions happen about the episodes. That's where I post every new episode. That's where I post new videos, new product announcements, and stuff like that. Head on over to videorevolver.com and enter your email address in the sign-up form on the homepage to make sure you get the latest news and updates whenever I release something new. Also, another update with the show, I also want to let you know that as you can tell, well, I think we're on episode 6 now. Yeah, episode number 6. All of the podcasts so far have been just me speaking on different topics of video marketing. And I do intend to continue producing podcast episodes like this, but I'm also going to start bringing on guests onto the show. So I've actually got two or three guests already lined up, and we're going to talk about different topics related to video marketing. And I'm really excited to start having guests on the show because it's going to give you more information and more ideas about video marketing from different angles, from different people in the industry and people who are doing things differently than me. So I'm very happy for me because I get to learn from all these guests, and it's going to give you an opportunity to learn from them as well and just get different kinds of content on a weekly basis from not just me, but from other experts in internet marketing and video marketing in general. And I also wanted to say, if you think that you would be a good fit for a guest on the show, let me know. Send me an email at peter@videorevolver.com and let me know what you're doing. Are you using a certain video marketing technique or strategy that's working well for you in your business? Maybe you want to share it with the Video Revolver podcast listeners. Let me know. I'd love to interview you on the show about what you're doing. We've got upcoming interviews with people who do anything from using video to rank websites locally and sell their higher price services. We've got a guest coming on about that. We've got a guest coming on about where we're going to talk about how to use Skype video interviews to build up yourself as an expert and authority in your niche. We've got another interview about how to create and launch your own products with video. So all that stuff is coming up soon. And again, if you think you're a good fit for the show, go ahead and send me an email, and I'd love to have you on if you're a good fit for the show. So with the news and updates out of the way, let's go ahead and get started with today's topic: how to find clients to offer your video marketing services to. So to get started, I'm just going to play the actual message that I received from our listener. And then we're going to basically take the show from there. So I'll go ahead and play it right now.
Hey, Peter, this is Sherman Williams, S. Williams 09 on the Warrior Forum. I've been a big fan of your work for a long time now, and I'm a video producer. And here's a question I have for you. A lot of the guys who listen to your podcast, we are video producers, and we want to get clients. And if you could do a podcast on how to actually get clients for video marketing services, that would be phenomenal. Thank you for your time, and good luck.
So thanks, Sherman, for calling in. We're going to answer that question here today for you on the show. And again, just as a reminder, you can also do the same by calling in and leaving me a voicemail. You can listen to the end of this episode to get the actual number, where you can actually call in and leave me a voicemail just like that. Okay, so how do you get clients to offer your video marketing services to? Well, there's many different ways you can do that. But what I'm going to do, like I said, is just give you a handful of ideas on how to approach clients. And I'm going to pull these techniques on how to get clients from my new and upcoming course, 30-Minute Web Commercials. Now, these techniques have worked well for me. And again, these aren't the only ways you can get clients. Of course, I'm sure you know that. These are just some different techniques that have worked really well for me in the past. Not only for selling video marketing as a front-end service, but also using video marketing to lead into another higher price service that I offer. Like I told you, I did a lot of web design, and I used to use video to use it as like a lead-in service. I'd basically do a free video for a business, and then I would use that to upsell my website design services. Or at one point, we were selling direct mail, and I would use free videos to upsell, a direct mail campaign. So many different ideas, many different ways you can pitch video. So the first thing I want to talk about before we get started into the different techniques is how to sell video marketing as a service to your existing clients. If you have existing clients for any other type of service, such as website design, maybe you do SEO, mobile marketing, social media management, reputation management, whatever it is that you do, whatever it is that you specialize in. If you have even just a couple clients, you have an advantage over someone who has 0 clients, and selling video marketing as a service is going to be a lot easier for you compared to someone starting from scratch. So if you already have some existing clients, it's as easy as just, educating them on why they need video marketing, and then presenting them with your offer and asking for the sale. The hardest part of getting someone to invest in your video marketing services, or any service that you offer for that matter, is first breaking that trust barrier. You want them, or they need to trust you before they're going to be willing to spend money with you. And again, if they've already spent money with you in the past, getting them to spend money with you again on another service such as video marketing is going to be really easy. So what I recommend doing, first of all, let's make up an example scenario here. Let's say you have 5 clients and they've all bought a website for you or from you. And maybe you want to start offering video marketing as a service, and you want to start off by offering it to these 5 clients first and then branching out and, getting new clients in the future. What I would recommend you do is make, a short little product page on your website, or a little sales page, for lack of a better term, that contains information on video marketing. Why they need video marketing, the rise in video usage on the internet. Basically give all the stats on why they need video marketing. Make a short little sales video, on why video is becoming more and more popular. Again, why they need to use it. And obviously I'm just making this up as I go, but the idea here is just to put together a product page, some information on your video marketing services, even if it's just a list of prices along with a short description, below it. You just need to put up a product page and send your existing clients to it. That's one way to do it. Another thing you could do is put it deeper into your sales funnel. So let's say that you have, you offer web design, okay? And your front end service is web design. And maybe over time you want to cross-sell your different services, such as video marketing, to your website design clients later on down the line. So what you can do is work your video marketing services into your sales funnel. So what I like to do is put together a client sales funnel, or existing client email list that all my existing clients get onto, and they basically get pre-written emails over the course of time. So week 1 might be an email that checks in on them on how their website's doing for them. Week 2 might be where I start to talk about video marketing, the benefits of it. And maybe in week 3, they'll get an email where I, ask them to invest in a video marketing service. Another thing you could do is use video to help close, deals on other services that you offer. So if you offer other higher price services, such as website design, we'll use that as an example again. You can use video as kind of a bonus to help seal the deal on these existing or on these other services. So maybe a client is kind of hesitant about moving forward on the website. You can say, okay, well, if you move forward with it today, then I'll throw in a video as a bonus, and then show them the type of video that you can create for them, and then create a short little web commercial as a bonus to go with their website. Now, the next couple techniques I want to talk about are some different ways that you can actually sell video marketing as a service. So I've got, let's see here, 1, 2, 3. I've got 3 different techniques we're going to cover here, and we're going to go over them pretty quickly because I want to keep this episode under a half an hour. So the first one is the rank and flip technique. And this basically involves creating some generic videos up front. So let's say that you target the local restaurant niche and you want to target them with your video marketing services, and you want to prove to them that you know what you're doing when it comes to creating videos and ranking them in the search engines so they can get traffic back to their websites. So what you could do is you could basically create, a handful of generic videos for whatever business that you're going to target with your services. Again, we'll use restaurants as an example. Make a generic web commercial video, upload it to YouTube, do some basic local SEO optimization on that video, and get it ranked on the front page of Google, which is pretty easy to do. We're not going to cover how to optimize videos in this episode. It's pretty straightforward for local keywords, and plus we're going to cover that more in 30-minute web commercials. But the idea here is to create a nice video, get it ranked on the front page of Google for a specific search term. For example, your town restaurants, or your town carpet cleaners, or your town auto repair. You want to get that video on the front page, and it needs to be a generic video, such as a private label rights video or a PLR video that I also sell, by the way. And basically you want to upload these to your YouTube channel, get them on the front page, and just basically use them as proof to sell your video marketing services. You basically, once you get the video on the front page of the search engines, you can then use that as proof. You can do whatever you want with it. You can cold call different businesses and say, hey, Google this term, Google your town carpet cleaning, and check out my video on the front page. I can do the same for your business. Or send out emails to local businesses in that niche and say, hey, check out or go Google this term and you'll see my video on the front page. Basically use it as proof that you know what you're doing. And then you could either flip that video to them. You can go in there and basically put a link in the description that goes back to their website, or you could add an annotation that would basically be a clickable link to their actual website, which you can now do in YouTube with external linking, by the way. You'd basically put an annotation in the video that would link over to their website, and obviously you could rent that video to them on a monthly basis. They could pay, $100, couple $100 a month, whatever, to have their link in that video, on the front page of Google. Or you could basically sell them the video, or you could sell them a video marketing package where you would basically create videos like that for them. And there's many different techniques or ways you could monetize that. But the rank and flip technique basically, involves getting videos on the front page for proof, and then either flipping that particular video or renting out that particular video to a business owner, or using that to sell your other video marketing services to them. The next technique is called the interview technique. And I'm a big fan of this technique here. And this is something I used earlier on in my career, my internet marketing career, when I started building local business directories. And what it involves is basically calling up business owners or talking to business owners who are already using video marketing in their business. So in other words, businesses who have a YouTube channel and they've got a couple videos uploaded to it. You want to identify some local businesses who already have a YouTube channel and have just a few videos in there. And what you want to do is you want to start a local blog, a news blog, or even just a YouTube channel, or a local directory like I did, or even a local podcast where you interview different businesses who are using YouTube to grow, or using YouTube in some way in their business. And you basically would conduct short interviews with these local businesses, and you would ask them how they're using YouTube to grow their business, how it's working for them, stuff like that. And the idea here is to position yourself as a local authority, as a YouTube expert or as a video marketing expert, by conducting these interviews. And then at the end of these interviews, you would basically offer them some tips on how to improve their video marketing strategies, or some tips on how to improve their YouTube marketing. And then you can basically use this as a foot in the door to pitch, your video marketing services. Now, this technique works so well because it positions you as an expert, or the local expert in video marketing. And business owners are going to see you as an expert for the simple fact that you conduct interviews with people about how to use video marketing in their businesses. Now, the idea here is to target businesses who are obviously not using YouTube to its fullest potential. You don't want to find businesses who don't need your help and are doing an amazing job. And, you want to find businesses who can benefit from your services, businesses who you can offer some tips to at the end of the interview, and then obviously introduce your services as an option to better their video marketing efforts. And you're going to find that a lot of business owners are going to say yes to this sort of thing, because people love to talk about themselves, and business owners love to talk about their businesses. And if you can also position yourself as an expert, an authority, business owners are going to see this as a free way to get word out about their business. If you position this as a local thing, as a local show, business owners are going to want to be a part of this, and they're going to want to have you interview them. So you're going to get a lot of business owners saying yes to this kind of thing, and you're going to get a lot of warm leads who are going to listen to your advice and who will consider you when it comes time to investing in video marketing services. So if you're struggling with getting trust from local clients right now, if no one trusts you and no one wants to listen to you or even give you the time of day, then you really consider doing the interview technique, because it's going to position you as a local authority. Now, another thing that you can do, this technique is very effective, but it does take some time, and it's called on-the-spot videos. This is something I did a lot of when I first got started, when I had 0 clients. It basically involves picking a local area in your local town, city, state, whatever, a local area that has a bunch of businesses in it. And then basically going out with your camera and your tripod and microphone in hand and just going door to door and shooting free videos for all the businesses there. So I'll just tell you what I did in the beginning with this technique, just to kind of better explain it. Now, when I first started off in my business, I worked with a friend of mine, and he offered, or he had a local coupon book, and our services kind of complemented each other. Where he had this physical coupon book where business owners would pay, a monthly fee to be featured in it, and it would get direct mailed out to all the homes in the local area. And his clients basically could also benefit from my services, which were web design, SEO, video marketing, stuff like that. So we basically cross-promoted each other's services. So what we did is we basically would pick a certain area that had a bunch of businesses in it. We would get our video camera, tripod, microphone, and he would have his coupon book, and we would drive out to a certain area, park the car, and just walk from door to door, offering to shoot free videos for businesses. And you'd be surprised at how many business owners said, yeah, sure, go ahead. Again, we're going back to business owners, seeing this as free exposure for their business. Who would say no to a free video? So let me back up just a little bit and tell you what we actually did just to set up before we actually went out to shoot these videos. We would actually create little mini business directories, and we would put them online, and we would basically introduce ourselves as marketing directors from this specific website. So, for example, I will use a website for an example here that I've talked about in the past. Now, when I first started out, we started targeting a specific area here in Portland, Maine called the Old Port. And the Old Port is an area that contains a lot of restaurants, a lot of bars, a lot of clubs, and nightlife. And I actually went and I registered the domain name oldportrestaurants.com. I went and registered that domain name, built a simple business directory on that domain name, and then I went on that website and I added a bunch of the restaurants from the area on there. I didn't call them or anything. I just basically added them on the business directory, and it basically looked like the business directory had businesses on it. Businesses paying for ads on the site. And once that website was online, we would then head out to the specific area, in this case, the Old Port. We'd park our car, we'd get our camera out, and we would go door to door to all the restaurants in the Old Port. We would say, hi, this is Peter and Chris, or we're Peter and Chris from oldportrestaurants.com, and we were just wondering if you would like a free video or a free web commercial of your business on oldportrestaurants.com. And 9 times out of 10, these business owners would say, yes, sure, go ahead. And sometimes they would ask more information about what we were doing, and we'd basically explain that we're building up a local business directory. We wouldn't tell them we were selling anything right away. We basically just told them we're giving them a free video, and we're going to give them a free listing on our website or our business directory. So we would basically do a quick pan around of their business inside. In this case, it was a restaurant, so we would put the tripod in the middle of the restaurant and just do a couple different pan shots around the restaurant of people eating. We would do a quick shot of, the staff cooking the food. And then we would go outside and we do a quick shot of the sign. We'd take an exterior shot of the building. And then we would thank them and say we'd be following up with them in a couple days to a link where they could watch their video online. So we'd go out and we would basically do this. We'd spend maybe a half a day to a full day shooting free videos for these business owners. Then we would basically spend the next day editing the videos and getting them up on YouTube. We would add some background music to them, add their logo, just some basic, simple editing to the videos to make them look nice. Put them up on our YouTube channel that we created specifically for this website directory. And we would start calling the business owners, or sometimes we would even stop in and say, your video is online, you can check it out, and we would send them the link to it. And we would ask for their email address, at that time, if we didn't get it earlier. And then they would check out the video, and obviously they would love the video because it was a free professional video about their business. And then we would basically use that video as a relationship builder with that specific business owner. We wouldn't even ask for the sale right away. We would basically say, here's your video, check it out, let me know what you think of it. And we would basically follow up with that business owner until they confirmed that they watched the video. Because once they watched the video, they were happy. And then after they were happy, we could introduce or pitch to them anything that we wanted to. In this case, we used it to pitch an ad in my business partner's coupon book. Sometimes we even used it to pitch my website design services. You could also use it to pitch your video marketing services, which we also did. So just as a recap here for the on-the-spot videos, pick a local area that has a bunch of businesses in it, or it can even be a town, a town or a city, a specific town or city. Register a keyword-rich or an exact match domain name for that specific local niche. In my case, it was oldportrestaurants.com. Creating a business directory website, putting a couple different businesses on that directory to make it look like it's filled up so it doesn't look like a ghost town, and then head out to some businesses in that area, go door to door and shoot free videos. Put the videos online, on your website, and then follow up with the business owners. And, basically after they fall in love with you, you can pitch your video marketing services to them that way. Now, this does take a lot of work, but if you're just starting out and you have no clients, this is something that you have to do. There's going to be a lot of hard work in the beginning, and trust me, I've done my share of hard work in the beginning when I had 0 clients, but that does not have to last forever. Now, another thing you can do, just as a side note here, this is something that I don't really do a whole lot of myself, but it's something a lot of my friends in the internet marketing industry are doing, and it's working extremely well for them. And it's basically using Facebook ads to offer your video marketing services to local businesses. So what a friend of mine is doing is he sets up these little landing pages for his services. So he'll basically pick a certain local niche, such as restaurants or car dealers, or I don't know, auto mechanics, and he would make his landing page specific to those niches. So he'd make a landing page for where he would offer video marketing to auto mechanics. He would make a landing page where he offers video marketing to car dealers. He would make a landing page where he offers video marketing to restaurant owners, and then he would basically send highly targeted Facebook ad traffic to these landing pages where he would pitch his video marketing services. And each landing page would contain a video, a sales video or promo video, where he would talk about video marketing and why the business needs to use video marketing. And at the end of the video, he would pitch his video marketing services. But the whole idea here is that he makes the landing pages and the Facebook ads and the videos where he pitches his services very niche specific. They're not generic, they're specific to a certain type of business. And because he does this, he gets a high conversion rate he gets a high click-through rate on his ads, because the ads will mention that specific business type in it. So for example, if a restaurant owner is on Facebook and he sees an ad on the right that says restaurant owner, click here to watch a short video on how to, use video to grow your business, something like that. The chances of that restaurant owner clicking that ad versus clicking a generic ad that just says, business owner, click here to learn how to use video to grow your business. He's going to want to click the ad that actually is talking to him, that is specific to him. So the key here is making your Facebook ads very specific to that business, and then making the landing page very specific to that business as well if you want to have great results with this technique. So those are actually 4 different ways that you can pitch video marketing as a service to local clients. And I know we said we'd only cover 3, but I wanted to cover that 4th one on Facebook ads, because I know not everyone is going to be happy with dealing with people face to face, on the phone or door to door, whatever. So if you're that type of person, then you might want to check out Facebook ads and create, those niche specific landing pages and videos and pitch your services that way. Now, before we end the show, I want to talk about a couple different things, and that's you need to establish credibility and trust before you do any of this. You need to get yourself a website online that you can call your home online. The reason why I say this is because when I first started out, I did not take the time to set up my own website. I didn't take the time to set up a nice portfolio or anything like that. And I was basically going out and pitching my services to business owners, without any credibility to back myself up. And in a couple instances, this actually hurt me a lot. So one time I actually went to a local real estate agent and basically just showed up there and, basically just a cold pitch. And I was basically introducing myself as a local web designer. And I basically said that I wanted to redo their website, and I offered some different techniques on how they could improve their website and what I could do and stuff like that. And they fell in love with me, to be honest with you. They were all ready to go and move forward on the website project, and they just wanted me to go back to the office and send them some examples of my work. And I would come back into their office 2 days later, and we would start the project. They would give me a check. So I went back home that night, and I sent them some links to some websites that I did, which were not that great because I just started out, and they just weren't that great. And in the meantime, while I was from the time that I left their office till the time I came back, one of the real estate guys there actually did some research on me and saw some terrible websites that I did and saw some terrible videos that I did. Actually, some videos that I did in the technique I just told you about with the Old Port restaurant site. He saw all those old videos that I did, which were not that great back then. And he actually waited for me to show up to their office 2 days later and just basically slammed me and basically said, I'm not really happy with the work I've seen that you've done online. And to be honest, I'm not that impressed with it. And basically, we don't want to work with you. And the guy was just a total jerk about it, actually. But I don't blame him for not choosing me because I didn't position myself, or I didn't take the time to position myself and make myself look like an expert or someone they could trust, their hard-earned money with. So I say this because, I'm telling you about this because I don't want this to happen to you. Make sure you take the time to set up your website. And even if you don't have any clients yet, put some examples up online of some videos that you can offer. Put together 3 to 5 spec videos and use these spec videos to show your potential clients the type of work you can do. And every time you get a new client, make sure you get a video testimonial from them or even a text testimonial and put it on your website. It's going to make your job easier to establish yourself as a local authority, as a video marketer, or even as a web designer, or whatever it is that you offer. So my final thoughts here is that selling video marketing as a service is all about showing results in advance and proving yourself beforehand. And any client getting method will work to sell video marketing. You just got to get out there and do it. What I found out is, while teaching internet marketing, one thing I've found out and one thing I've become aware of is that lots of people know what they need to do, but they just don't actually do it. So if you learn something in this podcast, something new, or even if this is something that you've thought about doing before, make sure you take the next step and actually put this stuff into action. Learning about it or realizing that you already heard this information before doesn't do you any good unless you've actually taken action on it and made some money with it. So make sure you get out there and put this stuff into action because it does work. It's worked for me. So what I want to ask you is, what is going to work best for you at this point? Are you going to pitch video marketing as a front-end service where you basically, that's your service, and then maybe you might want to upsell your clients on other videos later on down the line, or upsell them on other services that you offer? Or are you going to use video as a lead-in as another service like I did with the Old Port restaurant site, where you basically do a free video and then use that free video to sell them on your other services? Or you could also just integrate video marketing as an upsell or as a down-the-line cross-sell in your customer follow-up sequence or in your sales funnel. So think about those 3 things when you start doing this as well. There's many different ways you can go about selling this, and of course, using video to sell your other stuff. So that's a wrap for today's episode. Again, today we covered a few different ways on how to sell video marketing as a service. If you have any questions about the stuff I talked about in this episode, please leave your comments over on my website, videorevolver.com. I set up a specific page for each episode where I have show notes and links about all the stuff we talked about in each episode. And there's also a place where you can leave a comment and ask me a question about anything that I covered as well. So head on over to videorevolver.com and leave your comments there. And don't forget to listen to the outro, which is about to come up, where you can get the phone number where you can actually call and leave me a voicemail to let me know about some stuff that you want me to cover on the show. And I might even play your question on the show as well. So thanks a lot for listening. I will talk to you next week. Thanks for listening to the Video Revolver Podcast. If you like the show, you should check me out on videorevolver.com, where you'll find more tips, tricks, and techniques on how you can create amazing web videos that sell more of your products and services. If you have any questions for me, you can always leave a comment directly on the website, or you can always call me on the Video Revolver voicemail line and leave me a message. I might play your question and answer it live on the air in a future episode.